and authorized by the President of the United States. A nationwide emergency is in effect. Immediately shelter in place. Secure all doors and windows. Movement between locations is strictly prohibited. Military checkpoints have been established nationwide to enforce the curfew and monitor movement. Failure to comply may result in serious injury or death. Follow the instructions of local law enforcement and emergency officials. Monitor trusted sources for updates. Do not use social media or non-official channels for information. Take shelter immediately and remain indoors. We repeat, take shelter immediately and remain indoors. This concludes this emergency alert system message.
This is an emergency alert system message from the Department of Homeland Security. The administration can confirm that the current nationwide outbreak, known as the Neurodegenerative Reanimation Syndrome, NRS, is a result of a bioterrorism attack on the United States. The NRS virus is a highly contagious and airborne pathogen that can cause severe neurodegenerative effects, and in some cases, individuals who have been declared deceased may regain physical functions and exhibit aggressive behavior. The outbreak is nationwide, and we urge all citizens to take immediate precautions to protect themselves and their loved ones. As the pathogen is airborne, it is essential to minimize exposure to the outside environment. Those infected can also transmit the virus to others, increasing the risk of further spread. To ensure your safety, please follow these guidelines. Remain indoors at all times. Do not go outside for any reason, unless authorized by local authorities. Avoid close contact with anyone who may be infected. Wear protective masks and gloves if you must interact with someone who may be infected. Follow all instructions from local health authorities and law enforcement. Reminder, being outside without official authorization is against the law. You must remain indoors to minimize the risk of exposure and transmission. This is not a drill. The situation is being closely monitored, and we will provide updates as more information becomes available. This has been an emergency alert system message from the Department of Homeland Security. Please stand by for further instructions. Emergency alert system. This is not a test. A public health emergency has been declared by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Attention, all citizens. This message is issued by the Department of Homeland Security in conjunction with the CDC and FEMA. The highly contagious and deadly virus, known as Neurodegenerative Reanimation Syndrome, NRS, is spreading rapidly across the United States. It is essential that you are aware of the signs and symptoms of NRS to protect yourself and your loved ones. Remember the following symptoms: sudden and severe headache, nausea and vomiting, extreme agitation and confusion, difficulty speaking or swallowing, loss of coordination and balance, unusual aggression or hostility. If you or someone you know is exhibiting any of these symptoms, distance yourself immediately. This includes family members, friends, and colleagues. The risk of transmission is extremely high, and it is crucial that you prioritize your safety above all else. Additionally, animals can also be susceptible to the NRS pathogen. If you suspect that your household pet may be infected, it is necessary to safely and humanely euthanize them to prevent further transmission. Unfortunately, veterinary assistance is not available at this time, and it is the responsibility of individual pet owners to take this difficult but necessary step. It is also important to be aware that in some cases, reanimation of the infected subject can occur after death. This can happen without warning. and it is essential that you exercise extreme caution when approaching or handling the remains of someone who has died from NRS. Remember, your safety is the top priority. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and follow all instructions from local authorities. Further updates and instructions will be provided as more information becomes available. Stay safe, stay informed. This has been an emergency alert from the Federal Emergency Management Agency in conjunction with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
A national emergency has been declared due to the rapid spread of neurodegenerative reanimation syndrome, NRS. The administration has confirmed that individuals in the latter stages of the virus, as well as post-mortem reanimated entities, PMRE, are gathering in large groups nationwide and pose a significant threat to public safety. These groups are instinctively driven to spread the virus by attacking uninfected individuals, and their presence has been detected in all regions of the country. To protect yourself and your loved ones, it is essential to take immediate action to secure your home and prevent exposure. Take the following steps to ensure your safety. Ensure all windows and doors are locked and secure. Remain indoors and avoid being in other locations. Stay quiet and avoid making any noise that may attract attention. Follow all instructions from local authorities. Stay tuned to local news and emergency alerts for further updates. A nationwide curfew is in effect. It is a direct violation of the law to be outdoors at this time. Failure to comply with this curfew may result in serious harm or death. The safety of the American people is our top priority, and we urge everyone to take this situation extremely seriously. Stay informed, stay safe, and stay indoors. This has been an emergency alert system message from the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Department of Homeland Security. Nationwide biological hazard. This is a national emergency message from the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the United States Department of Homeland Security. A foreign biological agent has been detected within the United States. We repeat, a foreign biological agent has been detected within the United States. This is the result of a deliberate biological attack. Citizens are urged to remain calm and immediately shelter in place. Avoid all contact with individuals or surfaces showing signs of contamination, including fluid residues or abnormal food charges. And follow the instructions of local, state, and federal officials. Protecting public health and safety remains the highest priority. Emergency response teams are deploying to contain the threat, and further updates will be provided through this system. Monitor authorized television, radio, or digital news platforms for real-time guidance. Do not attempt to travel to or from affected areas. A
Assistance is being coordinated through federal, state, and local partners. Additional measures, including quarantine protocols and medical support, will be announced as conditions evolve. Remain vigilant, trust official sources, and cooperate fully with authorities. Subsequent alerts will be issued as necessary. This has been a Federal Emergency Management Agency emergency message.
This is an emergency announcement from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. A biological airborne threat has been identified nationwide. To protect yourself and others, please wear a mask or mouth covering if possible and remain indoors. A nationwide curfew is in effect. Being outside without authorization is a violation of the law. Stay safe and follow all instructions from local authorities. We repeat, a biological airborne threat has been identified nationwide. To protect yourself and others, please wear a mask or mouth covering if possible and remain indoors. A nationwide curfew is in effect. Being outside without authorization is a violation of the law. Stay safe and follow all instructions from local authorities. This concludes this emergency alert system announcement.
Emergency alert. This is a national emergency alert issued by the President of the United States to the Federal Emergency Management Agency. A critical threat is currently affecting the nation. All citizens must remain indoors immediately. Unauthorized outdoor activity is a federal violation. A nationwide curfew is in effect indefinitely. Report of TMI has been detected nationwide. If encountered, take immediate cover and avoid detection. To ensure safety, lock all windows and doors and turn off all lights. Remaining undetected is a suspense. Do not attempt to engage or confront TMI. Monitor official channels for updates. Follow instructions from local authorities. This concludes this emergency alert system announcement. Thank you for your attention. States is under attack. Nationwide biological hazard. Warning. Remain indoors. The United States is under attack. Nationwide biological hazard. Warning. Remain indoors. The United States is under attack. Nationwide biological hazard. Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia. Charlotte, North Carolina. Jacksonville, Florida. Tampa, Florida. Midwest, Chicago, Illinois. Detroit, Michigan. Cleveland, Ohio. Southwest, Dallas, Texas. Houston, Texas. San Antonio, Texas. Phoenix, Arizona. West Coast, Los Angeles, California. San Diego, California. Seattle, Washington. Portland, Oregon. Important information for residents in the above areas and nationwide. Stay indoors. All individuals in the listed high concentration zones and throughout the United States must remain inside secured structures at all times. Federal curfew enforced. A nationwide curfew is now in effect. Any movement outdoors constitutes a violation of federal law and may result in arrest or use of force. Avoid all contact. Do not approach, interact with, or attempt to assist any post-mortem reanimated entities. Maintain distance and keep doors and windows locked. Shelter preparation. Secure all entry points. Gather emergency supplies, water, non-perishable food, first aid kits, flashlights, batteries, and prepare a safe room if possible. Communication. Keep battery-powered radios or approved emergency alert devices on hand for further updates. Do not rely on unverified social media sources. What to do if you are in an affected area. Seal your residence. Close and lock all doors, windows, and ventilation points. Activate safety measures. Turn on any available security systems and keep lights off to reduce visibility from outside. Stay informed. Listen continuously for official updates from FEMA, local emergency management agencies, or authorized broadcast channels. Please remember, the outbreak is nationwide. Even residents outside the listed cities must comply with the indoor-only directive and curfew. Failure to adhere to these orders endangers both personal safety and public health. Remain indoors and stay safe. This has been an emergency alert system message.
Fucking moron!
Emergency alert system. Presidential alert. National emergency. A nationwide emergency has been declared due to a rapidly spreading and highly infectious outbreak. The American government is working diligently to bring the situation under control and is investigating the source of this deliberate and devastating biological attack on our country. Citizens are advised to follow all directives and guidelines issued by local authorities to ensure their safety and the safety of those around them. Emergency responders, military personnel, and task forces are working tirelessly to contain the outbreak and restore order. Clear safety, cooperate fully with these authorities, and allow them to perform their duties. Your assistance is crucial in helping to mitigate the effects of this outbreak. Stay tuned to local news and emergency alert systems for further information and updates. Additional information and guidance will be provided as the situation develops. From local authorities, stay informed with trusted news sources. We will provide updates and information as it becomes available. Stay safe and stay informed. This has been an emergency alert system message from the United States government. zones. Hostile actions from these entities are escalating, necessitating active engagement by armed forces to suppress threats and establish containment perimeters. Civilians are reminded that unauthorized movement outside designated safe zones exposes them to lethal force from military operations and increases the risk of attack. Mandatory instructions. Remain indoors at all times. Avoid contact with any reanimated individuals. Do not exit your residence unless accompanying authorized emergency personnel. Federal law enforcement have enforced mandatory quarantine measures. Unauthorized travel is prohibited and constitutes a felony. The federal government is actively investigating the origin of the NRS virus. All responsible parties for this biological attack will be brought to justice. To protect yourself and others, adhere to the following. Seal all exterior openings to prevent entry, avoid noise or light that may attract attention, and monitor official broadcasts for updates. This is a life-threatening emergency. Disregard for these instructions will result in legal consequences and severe risk to life. Stay indoors. Protect yourself. Preserve order. The safety of our nation depends on your compliance.
Fucking moron!
This concludes the announcement.
Emergency Alert System, National Alert. This is an emergency message. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, in coordination with the Department of Health and Human Services,